You are now comfortable with nouns of the first and second declension. With the help of this hand on a stick and two orange skeletons, we will explore the forms of the third declension.
Remember that a full vocabulary entry of a noun includes the nominative singular, genitive singular, and gender. The need for all this information is particularly obvious with nouns of the third declension. The genitive singular ending of the third declension is the letters I, S. So the stem of a third declension noun is the genitive singular without the IS ending. But note that you can't predict what the nominative singular will be from the stem. So you need to memorize the nominative singular separately from the genitive singular. Also, nouns of the third declension can be any of the three genders, and there is no way to be sure what gender a noun is without simply memorizing.
Let's look at some third declension nouns fully declined.
There is one set of endings for masculine and feminine nouns of the third declension, and a slightly different set for neuter nouns of the third declension. The nominative singular has no official ending. It just needs to be memorized. Otherwise, for masculine and feminine, we have is, e, em, as endings in the singular, and in the plural, as, ibus, as, ibus. In the neuter, we find the same endings with a few exceptions. The nominative and accusative always look the same, just as we saw in the neuter of the second declension. So whatever the nominative singular of the neuter noun is, that's what the accusative singular ending is too. And the neuter plural, nominative and accusative, are the same. They have the ending short a.
Remember that the stem of the noun is formed from the genitive singular, not the nominative singular.
So if I ask you to form the ablative plural of these third declension nouns, see how it's done. I'm taking the genitive singular, dropping the genitive ending, and adding the ibus ending of the ablative plural.
It's really important to know the declension of a noun. The way to be sure of a noun's declension is to memorize the full vocabulary entry. If the genitive singular of the noun ends in the letters is, you have a third declension noun.
You can see one reason why knowing a noun's declension is so important in the dative singular. The long I ending would be genitive singular or nominative plural if this was a second declension noun, but it is dative singular here. Similarly, the ending is the accusative singular of masculine second declension nouns, or the nominative or accusative singular of neuter second declension nouns, but it's the genitive plural of third declension nouns.
Memorizing the gender is particularly important for third declension nouns.
I recommend color coding your flashcards, which should connect noun and gender at some primal level. You don't have to be so aggressively patriarchal in your color coding. This is just an example. Anyway, what color does the patriarchy think neuter should be?
Such is the glory of the third declension.